Welcome to the Dixon Playbook Sports Talking Family Chat. I'm your host, Julian Dixon. This is my co-host, my son,
Julian Dixon Jr.
And today we're here to talk about some of the top events that happened within the sports within the last few weeks. We're going to talk about give you a little recap of the Super Bowl, talk a little bit NBA trade deadline, NBA All-Star Weekend, and give our predictions for the second half of the NBA season. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm just a sports junkie. Love the game of basketball, football, just love sports, period. So kind of want to give an in-depth perspective of my thoughts and what I think about sports, what's going on in the sports world.
And like my dad said, I'm a sports junkie as well. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, so I'm just glad that I'm able to do this now. I mean, people have been saying that they want me and my dad to do this, and my uncle, who's not here right now, but he will be on future episodes. But so we just decided let's just see where this goes, and I would love for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe on our posts, and just support it whenever y'all can.
Yes, please comment. If you see something that you disagree with, let us know. We will reply to all comments on future episodes. But right now we're about to talk about the Super Bowl. So, Julian, what was your thoughts of the Super Bowl?
My thoughts were the Chiefs really, they didn't, I don't know, man. The Eagles.
Were you surprised by the performance that the Eagles defense put on? I think they made Patrick Mahomes look very mediocre. They made him look I've never seen the defense really get at them as much as they was able to get at them. Not gonna lie, I did come in and say the referees will play a role too, and I think that they fairly called an even game. The Chiefs wasn't caused by the referees, but I was super impressed by the Eagles front four.
Yeah, and I hate to say, as much as I hate to say it, being in Georgia, knowing that they got all these Georgia Bulldogs on that line, I gotta say, man, they dominated that game.
Yeah, that was the Georgia Eagles.
That was
I
ain't gonna say the
Philadelphia
Eagles.
That front four was the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
I'm not gonna give them that much credit, but I will say they got some Georgia guys on that team, and y'all did look good out there. So I will give y'all that. But just I ain't never seen Patrick Mahomes look like that. Even in the Tampa Bay game, he didn't look that bad.
So
and he was younger.
So let me ask you a question. With that performance, do you think that solidifies Jalen Hurts as a top 10 quarterback, or what do you think that put him as far as his ranking? Because I think with that performance, I think he answered a lot of questions that people had about him. So I think that put him in about the top 12 as a top quarterbacks in football.
I think it easily makes him top 10. Guys like, because there's guys like even Josh Allen, Joe Burrow,
yes,
like Lamar Jackson that couldn't even get past Mahomes. So for him to outplay Patrick Mahomes twice,
win
one of
the
one,
first time,
and go 1 for 1 and 1, and it's just, I mean, you gotta get that up to something. Patrick Mahomes is still number one, and I think everybody would agree with me on that. Patrick Mahomes is still the number one quarterback in the NFL, but Jalen Hurts is probably top 7 now. He gets
top 7.
I think he's top 7.
I don't know if I put him in top 7 now.
But I mean, we're gonna get into our top 10 probably next year. Next year when the next year's coming up. But we're not gonna get into that right now. But I'm just saying, I think he's at least the top 7, top 8. And that's what I'm saying, because it's guys that have accomplished. He's accomplished more things than other guys, and he's beat the guy. And he's beat that guy.
And technically, he outplayed him in both Super Bowls. Because that first Super Bowl, he technically outplayed. I can say he outplayed Patrick Mahomes in that first Super Bowl as well too. But I think a lot of credit goes to that Philadelphia front four. I do remember the first time they lost. I want to say Lane Johnson. He had made a statement when he talked to the team. He was telling the defense too, like, make sure you get them, because the Chiefs mocked them, saying they all had shirts that had 0 sacks. Because they made sure, because they didn't sack, but weren't able to get to Pat Mahomes in the first Super Bowl. So the Eagles definitely made sure they was getting to him this time. They definitely made sure.
Yeah. I think it was the right scheme. I mean, I heard, what I seen is they didn't even blitz. They didn't have to call a blitz. That's how dominant that defense was. They just were just rolling. Like I said, it's just them dogs. Them dogs were different. On that day, they were perfect. And they did perfect. And as I said a couple of times, the Eagles didn't really impress me throughout that whole playoff run. So I didn't think they were gonna win. My pick were the Chiefs, but they impressed me that game because I didn't see. I knew the Eagles D-line could do it. I didn't think they were gonna do it against the Chiefs.
I also think that the Chiefs like having an elite receiver. That's why I think in free agency they need to focus on getting an elite receiver for Pat Mahomes, somebody who can get separation. If I'm them, I'm doing everything I can to try to get Tyreek back. I know that's a far fetch. As a 49er fan, obviously I don't want that to happen, but I can see them trying to go after him because DeAndre Hopkins is not it no more.
Okay, so as a 49er fan, could you see the Chiefs going after Deebo Samuel?
Oh, I could see that, but I don't think Debo is the explosive. No, yeah.
Debo can definitely be explosive.
I could actually see Debo being that receiver, the underneath receiver with the Xavier Worthy. Because you got your deep threat in Xavier Worthy, and you can have Debo as that underneath guy, and then you still got Travis Kelce coming back. So I could actually see that Debo going after them, but I do think that should be the number one target for Kansas City because the defense was spectacular this season. Steve Spagnuolo did a great job with the defense this year. Actually, I think the defense carried them a lot because Pat Mahomes did not have he really did not have a good season. The defense carried them to a lot of wins. It kept them in the games, and Pat Mahomes' greatness is what carried them home to the finish line. So anyways, another thing, how was the Super Bowl? Like, how did you celebrate the Super Bowl? How did you watch the Super Bowl? Me personally, I think Super Bowl Sunday should be a national holiday. I'm going on record saying that I think there should be a national holiday.
I don't agree with that because not everybody wants to work on Super Bowl. Football is not as big to everybody. It's big to us, but it ain't as big to everybody, so it shouldn't be nationally holiday. You want to take off for that day? Take off for that day. I don't want to work on Super Bowl Sunday, but you may want to work on Super Bowl Sunday just to get that overtime and get what you need to do. But I do, how I spent my Super Bowl Sunday is I watched it with my dad, my uncle, my brother, my family, and we just sat down, watched the game, talked, chill, kick it a little bit. That's really it. That's all we did. Had a good time. So.
Okay, well, all you people who watch and subscribe to this, let me know, do y'all think Super Bowl Sunday should be a national holiday? I already like a national holiday. You get your family together, you have parties, you cook, everybody get together, you sit and watch the games. Me personally, I don't think it should be a national holiday. It's not an official national holiday, but it should be. That's just my opinion. Maybe that's just the sports guy, me talking. But where would you rank the Super Bowl in the history as all-time best Super Bowls?
In the history of all time.
Yeah, or was you underwhelmed? Because by the nature of the blowout, because sometimes it could be great because it was a shocking blowout when you think it's a win, or it could just be a great game. All blowouts is not horrible games.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, you guys, I wanted to see the three-peat. I'm one of the few people other than Chiefs fans that wanted to see a three-peat. I want to see greatness. So I'm like, look, man, I want to see this greatness happen, but after that I'm done with Mahomes, he can go and lose every year if he wanted to. I just want to see that. So I was underwhelmed, and I'm underwhelmed with what we got from Mahomes. So I say it's very underwhelming. I'll rank it out of the last couple Super Bowls. It's not better than last year's. It ain't better than any of the ones my Niners in. So even though we lost all three of them, but
it was two. We didn't lose three. We lost two.
We lost three. I'm talking about the Ravens one. We lost one when we played the Ravens.
Oh, and two to the Chiefs. Oh, yeah.
Two Ravens and two to the Chiefs. But it's one at the bottom because it was just so underwhelming. It was so underwhelming for what we really got because it was just such a dominating game. I can't remember other than that Tampa Bay game. Would you put it before the Tampa Bay game?
I put it above the Tampa Bay game because I felt like Tampa Bay was better than the Chiefs at that time anyways because that Tampa Bay team was loaded.
That Chiefs team was loaded too. That Chiefs team had Tyreek Hill. That's when they were.
But they had like four offensive linemen.
And also, what you got to take to account with that, they also had beat the Buccaneers earlier in that year. If I'm not mistaken, that's when Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill went for like 200 yards in the first half.
Was that against Tampa Bay?
Yeah, they went against Tampa Bay. They blew them out. You remember that?
That's like 200 yards in the first half.
He threw the peace sign at him, and then he got him back in the Super Bowl. So That was very underwhelming. I mean, guys just adjust,
But I also take into account who was the quarterback. I never count out Tom Brady though. Like, yeah.
I mean,
When
you
it's
can't
time,
count
when it's time,
Mahomes either. Though.
yeah, but he ain't better than Tom Brady.
Not yet.
Yeah, I think this loss, although Pat Mahomes is still an all-time great, I do think it set him back far as the greatest. Which I think is going to take a lot for him to pass. I think he's farther from Tom Brady than people thought, anyways. Because although Brady do got 7-3 in the Super Bowl, you got 7 Super Bowls, so you got more Super Bowls. He's never lost to Pat Mahomes in the playoffs. He beat him in the AFC Championship game. He beat him in the Super Bowl. So I beat you head to head. I got more Super Bowl rings than you. I got the numbers. Tom Brady is still the GOAT to me, in my opinion. So
he's still, he's still a GOAT.
I think Pat Mahomes got a long way to go to catch him.
I don't think it's that long ago.
He got a while to go to catch Tom Brady.
But
if I beat you head to head, I beat you in the Super Bowl, and I beat you in the AFC Championship game. I beat you twice. In the most crucial moments.
But it's also early in Patrick Mahomes' career. He's got to go and win 4 more, and then we have another discussion.
I don't think Pat. So you see
Patrick Mahomes?
No, I don't see no.
He just did 3-peated.
No,
bro, he's never been nowhere less than a conference championship. Dad, why can't I see it?
I understand all that, but 7 Super Bowl rings, I don't see that's happening. I really don't see that.
He's gonna have opportunities. I tell you that. He's gonna have opportunities to get.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he's done. But even he may get 5.
If he gets 6, if he get 5, he could be better. Because he's already. I think this is my opinion. I think he's more skilled than Brady. I think he's more talented than Brady. And if he gets 5, if he was some.
How if I beat you twice in the head?
The defense was better. The Brady's team was better.
You just said that. Better. Hold on. You just said when they played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that Chiefs offense was loaded.
That Chiefs offense, but you also said that Buccaneers offense was loaded.
Yeah,
right? They were both good teams.
But
they adjusted.
But part of being great is when the odds are stacked against you, you win it. It's easy to be great when all the odds is in your favor. So my point is, Tom Brady beat him head to head. Even when they was with the Patriots and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, that Brady with the Patriots never really had a loaded squad except for the Randy Moss, and they lost. So even with that, when Brady has done it as the underdog when his team wasn't as loaded either, as well as when he did have the best squad, he lost. So Brady is the guy who can turn water into wine. Pat Mahomes can too, but Pat is always the favorites too.
Okay. Well, chat, you let me know. Y'all tell us. You let me know down in the chat if you guys think that Patrick Mahomes will ever become close to Brady, or do you think he can surpass Brady? Because I think he can. Or let me know. Do you think if he's more talented?
Talented and better is completely different.
But no, I'm not saying. I'm saying
being more talented.
Okay, let me know. Do you think he can ever surpass Brady? If he can, hold on.
He got to get at least 7.
Let me know does he got to get 7 to pass Brady, or can he get 5 and still be better all time than Brady?
Yes, y'all let me know in the chat, in the comments, and we'll get back with that. I want to see who the overwhelming favorite is between Brady and Mahomes. But on to another subject, we had the NBA trade deadline that just passed. And we all know about the big shopping trade that nobody thought of this offseason. So what was the most surprising move of the NBA trade deadline? Who was your winners and losers of the NBA trade deadline?
I think the most surprising one by far is Luka.
Yes.
I think we all woke up. Well, didn't wake up, but I was already up and seeing it come to my phone, and I'm like, this can't be real. I'm calling people asking if this is real. They shot just as shot as me, so I'm just really in shock. But of course, I think the Lakers won the trade deadline. Even though I want to say my Bucks, but I'm gonna say the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma. We got Kyle Kuzma. So, but I want to say the Lakers. I'm gonna say the Lakers. So,
who was your loser? Who you feel like was the loser?
It was. So by loser, do you mean teams that didn't make a move that should have made a move?
Yeah, or who?
I think by far, I think it's Phoenix.
Okay. That was my guess. Okay.
I would say Miami, but Miami had to get rid of Butler. They did something. They got rid of.
And I like Andrew Wiggins with that.
Andrew Wiggins is a decent, but I'm saying you had to get rid of Jimmy Butler, and the market wasn't. You wanted to take him to Phoenix, but it didn't work out because you couldn't get what you wanted to get from Phoenix. So I would say Phoenix of all people because they got to keep KD. And you know he don't want to be there now.
No, KD said he want to stay.
No, KD said he's leaving the free agency. He's testing free agency next year. He said he don't want to be there no more.
Well, I feel like, to me, the biggest winners, I would have to go with, obviously, the Lakers. You got a 25-year-old top 5 player, and possibly he will go down as one of the top 10 greatest players ever. First ballot Hall of Famer. And as much as I love Anthony Davis, obviously I have the Anthony Davis jersey on. Anytime I could trade a 25-year-old superstar for a 32-year-old superstar, I'm making that deal. If AD was 25 and Luka was 25, I probably would have stayed with AD. But short story, I remember when my son called me and told me about that trade, and I totally thought he was lying. Said, Dad, did you see the trade that Shams had? I said, what? Said the Lakers got Luka Doncic. I said, you lying. Said, nah, they did. I'm looking it up. Everything is not nothing knowing. I was like everybody else, like, there is no way that the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic. I didn't think the Lakers would trade AD, but I could understand it if they did it, to go younger for a superstar. But to trade Luka, yeah, I ain't. The thing that I hate about the trade is how they try to drag Luka's name through the mud. But before I go to that, the biggest loser I felt also was the Phoenix Suns. I felt like they had to make a move. They so far over the cap that they won't be able to sign nobody through free agency. So the only move that they'll be able to make is through trades. They on the second tier apron, so the luxury tax is going to be through the roof. But they stuck between the rock and the hard place. You're not trading Devin Booker. That's your young superstar. So Booker's off the table. Bradley Beal got a no trade clause. So in addition to him having a no trade clause, he'll be making $54 million next season. I think like $59 million after that. So nobody wants to take on that contract for the production that you would get. Bradley Beal's a really good player, but at that price. And as we see with the Luka trade, teams are being more cognizant now because the NBA is cracking down on the salary cap with the second tier apron, which is why Dallas really traded Luka. They didn't want to pay him the supermax. I wish they would have just came out and said that instead of talking about his weight. Which, yes, people had concerns about his weight. But when I'm dropping 34.99, I don't care what your weight, and 2 steals again, I don't care about what your weight look like until you're still producing. So I feel like Phoenix Suns is the biggest losers. A sneaky move I do like San Antonio. They was my second biggest winners. Because now you got your future. You got Wemby and De'Aaron Fox together. So you got 2 young superstars together with De'Aaron Fox and Wemby. And I actually like the Miami Heat getting Wiggins in there. I actually like that. Because you got a bunch of grind players with no egos involved. So
my whole thing, so why don't you think the Warriors are winners? Because they got Jimmy Butler. They needed another scorer. They got a defender and a scorer. I think Jimmy Butler and Draymond can play together. And I also think Steph, and it takes, Steph was playing, it was Steph Curry in France. Y'all know Steph Curry against everybody else.
And you could tell he was getting worn out.
He was getting worn out. Because, Draymond, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But
I don't think he is. I think Draymond is overrated, but that's a topic for another day. I don't think Draymond.
Chad, let us know if you think Draymond Green is the first ballot Hall of Famer or not.
I
think it's obvious.
I think the first ballot Hall of Famer should be no matter where you go, you can produce.
You can't assume that he can't play good nowhere else.
Yeah, I've seen him when Stephen Clay was hurt.
He's playing with bums.
Yeah, because he was part of the bum. Without them too.
We're not saying he's...
Bruh, I read a stat that I think they said Draymond Green either sits out. Draymond Green gets ejected in like 30% of the games that Steph doesn't play in. So he even knows that he gets exposed. If he don't have Steph or Clay out there, he's exposed. He is.
But how can you say,
he's a good defender.
So how can you say a defensive player of the year guy who's one defensive player of the year? So you say he played no role in their championships?
No, I said the reason why he's able to play that role is because you have Steph and Clay.
But he's also a great defender. He wasn't defensive player of the year because is that because of Stephen Clay?
He was a great defender.
Is that because of Stephen Clay?
No, but I'm just saying.
Okay, so that obviously his game is not just modified to Stephen Clay.
But
his offense may be, but his defense
That's not modified to Stephen Clay.
Okay,
That's
then.
him.
So
now
that-
he's defensive player of the year.
So that's basically
3 times.
That's basically a smaller version of Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert might be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but Draymond Green has won 4. 4 championships, Dad. He's won 4 championships. 3 defensive players of the year.
With Stephen.
But
And I understand you got to have other people with you. I just feel like, or maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just because Draymond Green talks so much like he is that guy, and he's not that guy.
I'm sorry, cut you off. Am I the only person that thinks that there's more to the game than just offense? And what Draymond Green did,
I know that.
What Draymond Green did to for that Warriors team on the defensive end was the reason why they won championships. It wasn't just strictly offense. That's why he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, because he's a 3-time defensive player of the year. And they won 4 championships.
Yeah, he won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times.
He won twice. Well, he won at least twice.
I thought he only won once.
He won at least twice.
I don't think Draymond is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. I never say he may not make the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. First ballot Hall of Famers is like all-time greats. I do not think Draymond Green is a first ballot Hall of Fame. Do I think he will get in? Yes, he probably will get in. But as a first ballot Hall of Famer, I don't think so. I think Draymond Green is a little overrated to me. Maybe it's more because the way he act like he's the staff. How many times has he won it? Once?
Yeah, so he just won.
Yeah, one time. Yeah, nah.
Okay, well he's won. Well,
No.
he's won. Okay, so he's won one, but he's come second, third in a lot of years.
No.
So I misspoke on that. When I look it up, it says he only won one.
Okay, see, my version of first ballot is guys that's kind of irreplaceable. I
think Draymond Green is irreplaceable.
I feel like you can put Ben Simmons in to do
impact.
Ben Simmons can do what Draymond Green does.
On the offensive end, yes, he can. On the defensive end, he cannot do what Draymond Green does.
Ben Simmons can guard all 5 positions. Ben
As
Simmons
good
can
as
guard.
Draymond Green.
He's gonna be.
Ben Simmons can facilitate the offense. He can pass the ball. He can rebound, and he can guard 1 through 5 just like Draymond.
Another thing he's got to count.
And he's less a headache.
And then another thing is they're not accounting for the leadership that he takes into that team too. Draymond Green is the voice of that team.
I'll give you that.
He's the voice of the team. It's not Steph. It wasn't KD. It was not Clay. It was Draymond Green. When they're going through falling apart, guess who lifts them back up? It's Draymond
I'll
Green.
give you that.
And Steph will tell you that. Steph has said
I'll
it.
give you that.
KD has said it. Well, I don't know if KD said they beefing, so you know how KD is. But Clay has said it. So, I mean, he played more than just passing the ball to Steph Curry. He played intricate parts to the reason why they won championships. So, yes, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. But let's go on to another.
Okay, back to what you asked me is why I didn't say Golden State. Although I do think the Jimmy Butler move was good, I don't know if it really moves the needle. But the person that I think that it affects the most is Jonathan Kuminga. The Jimmy Butler trade affects Jonathan Kuminga, which puts Golden State in the bind because you're risking the young guy for the older guy. And I do like the move. I do think that with Jimmy Butler, Golden State will get into the playoffs. I actually think there could be a 7 or 8 seed, and they can give any team a scare. I just don't think it will be enough to get them over the top.
Can I tell you what that didn't make sense to me?
What?
I think Toronto getting Brandon
Ingram
makes sense because you got a bunch of already small forward, got a bunch of
wings.
I just want to see Brandon Ingram on a playoff team. I want to see him with like somebody like who Milwaukee. I want to see him with Milwaukee, and I'm not just saying it as a Milwaukee fan, but I want to see he's better than Kyle Kuzma. So I'd rather have Brandon Ingram with the Bucks.
Although I do like that pickup for your Bucks. I actually do like that
I
to
like
get rid of Middleton because
I
think Kuzma in a winning situation can play because we've seen him in the 2020 finals with the Lakers.
He can do it.
I think in the situation where he's on the winning team, I actually think he can really play well for that team in the winning team.
Who do you think it affects the most? This trade deadline affect the most come playoff time, or who do you think will slide up in the playoffs? Who do you think will sneak into the play-in in the East and the West, or who do you think will sneak out?
Okay, I think it would help us the most, the Lakers, because Luka and LeBron invited by the playoffs. But if I take them out before
hold on, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but can I ask you? So I understand the offensive end. Like I said, Chad, he's an offensive-minded guy. He is an offensive-minded guy. Based off of everything you've heard him say, he's an offensive-minded guy.
Not because we got guys that like Dorian Finney, Gabe Vincent is a good perimeter defender. Yeah, but you mix and match. Even with LeBron and Luka, you can't.
Y'all just gave 130 to the Utah Jazz, man.
Yeah, but before that, in the last like 12 games, we number one in the league.
That's without Luka though. That's not. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you can stagger the minutes between Luka and LeBron. So you're not playing as many minutes. LeBron is not playing as many minutes when you have Luka. So instead of LeBron playing 38 minutes, he can drop down to 33.
Where's your shot blocking gonna come from?
That's why you play good perimeter defense. You just make it hard. You make it hard because it ain't that many scoring centers anyway. They shooting threes anyway. So say you're playing a New York. Karl-Anthony Towns ain't going into the post like that. The only person you really got to worry about is like a Joker, Sabonis. But Joker was killing us anyway.
And y'all want to know the thing about he said? You got to worry about the Joker, Sabonis, right?
That's it. Sabonis made the playoffs.
And guess where they at? They
got
in the West,
to
right?
make the playoffs.
You got to worry about Wemby if you see him, right? You got to worry about Chet if you see him, right?
But Wemby and Chet are not low post guys. They're perimeter bigs.
They're going to put y'all in the paint and they're going to shoot post fades. I'm telling you. They're not going to.
See, on top of that, you have a Jackson Hayes that's 6'11", 7 foot. That's crazy athletic. That all you want to do is be able to contest the shots. It's be able to make it difficult. But Sabonis is the only one who could really kill us like that. I mean, Sabonis and Joker
and Sengun.
Yeah, and Alpha Sengun.
And Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson is a perimeter big. Jaren Jackson is 6'9".
He's scoring.
You do realize LeBron guarded Jaren Jackson when we beat them in the playoffs in the playoffs.
That was 5 years ago, Dad.
No, it wasn't. That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago.
We're talking about he's way different offensive.
That was 2 years ago.
Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson is 6'9".
He giving you like 23.
LeBron James can guard Jaren Jackson.
I'm not saying he can't guard him. I'm not saying he can't guard him.
I'm talking about bigs that's gonna post you up in the paint.
What about Ja when he get into the paint?
What about him?
What do you mean? What about who gonna protect it?
Okay, so who gonna stop Luka and LeBron? If that's
the Memphis got a top team,
they got guys that can play. And see the thing about it, you're not stopping Luka. And see, or LeBron. And see the thing about it,
y'all ain't gonna stop nobody.
When you have,
that's my point. Y'all not
we've been number one defensively. You got Vanderbilt. So this is what I mean to tell you. You start your minutes. Roy's a good defender. Vanderbilt's a really good perimeter defender. Finney Smith, a really good perimeter defender, and Gabe Vincent, a good defender. And the key about Gabe is he's hitting shots now. The issue that we was having with Gabe Vincent before was he couldn't hit the side of a barn.
All right, guys, and like I said, listen to me on this chat. He wants to say all this about Gabe Vincent. I'm telling you now. I told him with D-Lo. When D-Lo was on the team.
Gabe is a better defender than D-Lo.
Can you listen? When D-Lo was on the team and he was doing all this in the regular season, I said, I'm not worried about nothing the Lakers do in the regular season. These guys need to show up in the postseason. Let's see Gabe Vincent hitting shots in the postseason. And we had this conversation. This is our first video, so we can always go back to the first video. I don't think Gabe Vincent's gonna keep this up come playoff time.
Well, Gabe Vincent
keep it up.
But Gabe Vincent has shown he can do it when Miami make that
yeah.
So he's shown that he can do it in the playoffs. So
D-Lo has shown he can do it when he was with Brooklyn, but he didn't do it with the Lakers.
No, D-Lo's problem was the inconsistency.
He wasn't inconsistent with. He wasn't
inconsistent with us, but with Brooklyn, there's no pressure. Gabe has done it in pressure because
no pressure. They made it to the playoffs.
First of all, D-Lo didn't make the playoffs with Brooklyn.
Yes, he did.
Or they got sweat. But nobody was expecting Brooklyn to do anything. D-Lo with us, it wasn't the fact that he couldn't do it. I get 35 one game, I get 7 the next game. Then I get 15 one game,
and then I get 2 15. You think he's going to get 30, 15?
He's not going to play enough to do that because you got Luka. D-Lo was a starter. You got D-Lo, you got Luka, Austin Reeves, Bron, Rui, and then you can go between Vanderbilt, Finney Smith, or Jackson Hayes, depending on the matchup. You can go smaller, you can go big. Because people talk about the Lakers. If you really want to look at our roster, the Lakers is a big team on the perimeter. You got Austin Reeves at 6'6". You got Luka that's 6'8". Bron 6'9". Rui 6'9". Jackson Hayes 6'11", but then you still got Vanderbilt at 6'10". You got Finney Smith at 6 feet. So we got big guys on the perimeter. Cam Reddish is 6'6", 6'7". Gabe Vincent is 6'3", 4-point guard, and he's strapped and he can defend. So no, in the we don't have the shot blocking that we had with Anthony Davis. but we got better perimeter defenders, and that's how you do. You just put pressure on the perimeter and make it hard for you to get into the offense. The guys like Joker, because everybody will say, well, what about the Jokers and the Sabonis? They was killing us anyways. Even when we had Anthony Davis like 2-10 against Sabonis. Like he beat him twice this year or 3 times this year. So his best minutes started coming this year. So it's not like we was locking them guys down anyways. But the key is, even like when we played against Denver, it's not the fact that the Joker dropping 40. It's when you get 35, 15, and 15. So now I'm getting mine. That's 35 points, and I got 15 assists. That's another 30 points that you account for. That's 60 total points just from Joker alone from points and assists. Luka can match that now. Luka get you 35, 15, and 15.
Give up 32 though.
I'm just saying, but you even with
That was
that
off ball defense.
But even with that, you can hide them though.
You can't. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So how did you get back to the finals
All right,
this year?
did y'all not watch the Jazz game? How many times they hit back doors?
Bro, you going up, bro?
Luka always does it. LeBron always does it. It's not just this is not a glitch. Well, I'm not gonna say LeBron's done his whole career. I'm not saying that, but.
LeBron actually up until that Utah game, Bron has been playing great defense.
Not off ball. He's
Right.
not going to be off.
His on-ball
They
defense-
ball watch so bad. They ball
off-ball
watch.
defense.
Their off ball defense is horrendous. They give up so many back doors. It's crazy, and that's how a lot of teams get their points because they're sitting up there watching the ball. That's how they're gonna get. That's how they're gonna get a lot of points. And they can't protect the paint, so it's not like when you watch out ball, you got an AD that can help you after you just messed up in the paint.
But a guy like Luka, his offense is his defense because he can do so much offensively.
He's an offensive guy.
I'm not the offensive guy. I'm saying for him, his offense is his defense because he can do so much offensively. He can make up for defensively because you can hide him. If I'm okay, Denver starting line.
You can't hide him.
Denver starting line. If you got Jamal Murray, you got Christian Braun, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Joker. First, I can throw Luka on the Christian Braun. Okay, Luka, if you want to run your offense through Christian Braun, by all means, go ahead. He's big enough and strong enough where I can have him guard Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is not posting nobody up. Michael Porter Jr. is standing at the 3-point line. Michael Porter Jr. is not taking the ball and taking people off the dribble. Not saying that he can't, but that's not what they do. His offense is set up for Jamal Murray and Joker penetrating and finding them wide open. So you can hide him. Now, if I got to put him on the Jamal Murray, if I got to put Luka on somebody who's initiating the offense, that's where Luka get kicked. Not like I said with the pick.
Off ball too, though. That's what I'm saying.
But it's not all the time. It's not all the time.
But I'm saying he's
a lot of Luka's issues is on ball defense. Is he don't put pressure on ball. But that's when you surround him around defense. So when you got a Luka in, okay, Luka. So I can go with Luka. I can throw Dorian Finney-Smith, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui. So now, and Gabe. Now I got defenders in all around. Gabe can guard the point guard. Jared Vanderbilt got outside. Vanderbilt can guard 4 different positions. Dorian Finney-Smith can guard 3 positions. And now Alex Lynn and Jackson Hayes just do what you can in the post. So now that you can rotate a lot faster too. So when you double out the Joker, you can rotate out a lot quicker. Number one, because we're a lot younger too. People forget we was an older team too for a long time. So now they can rotate out and get out the 3-point shooters. So that's just how they're gonna have to play it like that. But give me what y'all's take. I know there's a lot of Laker haters out there, so I know that y'all gonna disagree with a lot of it anyways. But before we go on, second half of the season starts tomorrow. Charlotte versus the Lakers. Give me your predictions. Give me your Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, NBA Finals predictions, and who's gonna win.
I'm gonna be biased, guys. Dame's gonna get him one. Damian Lillard is gonna get him a ring. It's gonna be Milwaukee, and it'll probably be New York. I think it's gonna
In
be
the Eastern Conference Finals,
Milwaukee and New York in the Eastern Conference Finals.
who you got the Western Conference?
I don't see nobody beating OKC, and I got OKC, and I'll probably go with Denver, man. I think it might be OKC and Denver, man. That's my 2 East and West Conference Finals.
So who got in the finals?
I'm gonna go with Milwaukee, and I'm gonna go with Denver.
And you got Milwaukee winning.
I got Milwaukee winning in 6.
So for me, the Eastern Conference Finals, I got Cleveland. I'm believing the Cavs. I got Cleveland. I want to go with Boston, but the 3-point shooting, if they 3-pointers not on, I'm gonna go with Cleveland and Boston. I got Cleveland and Boston in Eastern Conference Finals. The Western Conference Finals. If the Lakers finish with the 4 seed, that means we would get OKC in the second round.
And do you think y'all being OKC?
I actually do. I think our best shot is if we can avoid the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets is a team that scares me. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like if the Lakers could avoid the Nuggets, then I think we could actually get to. I don't fear no team but the Denver Nuggets. And the way Jamal Murray has been playing now, he started off slow. He's heating up. He's been balling. Just had a 50-point game. So if we can avoid the Denver Nuggets, if we finish the 4 seed and Denver finish with the 2 seed, I think we can get them. My surprise team is the Mavs. If Anthony Davis can come back healthy, if they get AD, if the Dallas Mavericks can make the playoff, because they still fighting for the play-in, so there's a chance they may not get in. If the Dallas Mavericks make the playoffs and Anthony Davis is back, and you got Gafford, and I got the Lakers and the Mavs in the Western Conference Finals. I really do, but that's depending on where the seedings go. So, say the Lakers finish. If the Lakers don't get if we finish where we at now, we number 5, basically 4, because we got less losses than the Rockets. I can get the Lakers and probably the Denver Nuggets. But if we can avoid if Dallas can play the Nuggets with everybody else, and we don't have to play the Nuggets, I think Dallas can come out. Dallas is a scary team. I really like the pickups that they made. They just got to get healthy. Because I feel like in the paint, with Gafford and Anthony Davis, they get everything in the paint. And then a sneaky pickup that I like the Caleb Martin pickup. Because there's another 6'8" guy on the perimeter who can defend and he can shoot the ball. So that's more depth along on the bench. And then you still got scoring coming off the bench because you got a Jaden Hardy. You got Spencer Dinwiddie, another guy who can create shots for you. So I feel like they got talent all around. The biggest problem with the Dallas Mavericks this season is the health of Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively. But I'm going to go out on a limb and I'll go, because I think Dallas will finish within 7th or 8th, and I think the Lakers get up to 3rd. So I'm going to go on the limb and say the Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks. That's my Western Conference Finals. And I got the Lakers, and I got the Cavs in the finals. Lakers, Cavs finals, and the Lakers winning.
So you got LeBron going against
I got Brown going back to Cleveland. I'm impressed with Cleveland because I feel like the one of the best pickups that nobody talk about is DeAndre Hunter going to the Cavaliers.
You know how much viewership that's going to get LeBron going against his former team in the finals? That'd be crazy. That'd be worth watching.
I feel like the DeAndre Hunter pickup for the Cavs is exactly what they need. Nobody talk about that trade, and I love that trade for Cleveland. Yeah, DeAndre Hunter can defend, he can score. So now you got now they got guys who can match up with Boston. You got DeAndre Hunter that you can throw on Jaylen Brown and Tatum. You got Evan Mobley. Jared Allen can guard Porzingis. So you got size that you can throw at Boston. You can go small, you can go big. I got Cleveland and the Lakers in the finals.
I'm loving it. Y'all keep sleeping on my Bucks. Keep sleeping on them. Keep sleeping on Dame time. Keep sleeping on them.
Yeah, I'm sleep. But
and we got the best player in the East. So good luck with that. Just keep sleeping on them.
So now as we switch that, they got the new NBA All-Star weekend, new format. Tell me what's your thoughts on it, what you think about the All-Star weekend format.
So I didn't really like the format. I thought it was going to be good. I thought I was going to like it. But it's just no competitiveness, and we all see it. But, I mean, it's just about the players wanted to. I mean, you can't really do nothing about that. And I've seen people try to blame Adam Silver for it.
And it's not his fault.
It's not his. You can't blame Adam Silver for it. He's trying. He's trying to make it to where the players want to compete, but you can't make them want to compete. They just got to go out there and want to do it. Back in the day, man, you ain't see guys doing that. Kobe was going out there wanting to play every single time, wanted to play against the best, and wanted to show why he was the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Jordan wanted to do the exact same thing. Not saying LeBron don't want to do it, because I know you're going to say I'm a LeBron head of y'all in the chat. No, LeBron probably wants to do the same thing, but he's just not doing it now. But Kobe, Jordan, who else? Duncan. All the people back in the day, they wanted to prove why they were the best out there on the court, and why the East was better than the West, and why the West was better than the East. They wanted to prove that.
And I feel like they lost track in the fact that you can make it fun and still make it competitive. back in the days with the KGs and the Allen Iversons and the Kobe's and the Jordans, man, you still saw the spectacular plays, but it was still competitive. And I hate the new format. It was boring. This is the first time in my life that I watched All Star Weekend. I watched it because I love basketball. I love all aspects of basketball. It was the first time I was not excited for it. I was getting sleepy for it. The whole All Star Weekend, the 3-point contest was still pretty fine. The lack of competitive even showed because you even saw how Chris Paul and Wemby did the skills challenge. Like, you didn't even try to compete to just try to make the basket. It just throw the ball, try to beat the time.
That disappointed me.
Yeah, like, so even stuff like that. So
it was funny, but it disappointed.
Yeah, it was funny, but it was ridiculous, and it shows the lack of that. They don't care. That's why when the next collective bargaining agreement comes, they're going to be in for a rude awakening, because I feel like owners are getting tired of this because they're losing more money because of how they're acting like this. But I do feel like I did not like the new All-Star format. It was competitive, though. Cause I think, did I have that conversation with you when we was talking about the rookies and the vets, and I was saying that
like I told you, I said the rookies.
Yeah.
My dad called me on the phone saying that the OGs are gonna whoop the vets, and I said I don't think so. I think the rookies are gonna come out there and want to play. I think the vets are gonna play around a little bit, and they're gonna get in a dogfight, which that did happen because the rookies
and it turned up the competitive,
it turned up a competitiveness to a certain extent, but it still is like, I mean. We all knew the OGs was gonna win. I don't think they were gonna let the OGs lose. To be honest with you, they weren't gonna let the rookies. I mean, they weren't gonna go out there and let the young stars beat them. So, but I tell you one guy I do like though. That's gonna be real good. Is Stephon Castle, that guy right there?
Stephon Castle. Yeah.
Spurs got one, and you a UConn guy. Well, he an Arizona guy, but he like UConn too. So Stephon Castle, he's gonna be one of my favorite players to watch.
And I think Wemby was one of the main ones who really worked hard. Cause I don't know if you saw his reaction when Sengun gave us that. Oh yeah, he was pissed. Like he was pissed when Sengun gave us.
Giannis too.
Yeah. See, like that. Look, man, I'm not a hater. I feel like this whole All Star going down. It starts with LeBron James because he's the face of the league. Players follow him, and his lack of making it competitive, it trickles down to everybody else. The fact that he don't care. It trickles down to everybody else. And because you've seen guys like Kobe, when he's picking LeBron James up full court. And I know everybody's talk about the Kobe thing, and you say, but it's true, like you see the competitive because guys like them, him, Jordan, Magic, like all of them, even Shaq against the other bigs, it's like, okay, now I'm surrounded with the same amount of talent as you are. Now I'm about to prove why I'm better than you. Because now I don't have to worry about having to carry the offensive load either, because I got this guy who can do it for me. And I just think all of that just trickles down to that. And that's what makes the All-Star the way it is. So that's why I can't stand when people blame Adam Silver, because, like, what does he do? He's trying everything possible to make it competitive. Everybody wants the All-Star tag, but they don't want the responsibilities that come with it, that come with the All-Star tag.
Okay, so what would you do to change? What would you do if you were the commissioner to change the format for that?
If this I would do the whole All-Star weekend. This is not my idea for the dunk contest. Stephen A. Smith been saying this the whole time. But I do like that you find some of the best dunkers in the world. NBA sponsors them. The winners get $1 million. Second place, $500,000. Third place, $250,000. For somebody on the street, that's life-changing money. So they're going to come with it. They're going to take it seriously. They're going to go hard for it. So that I would do. The 3-point contest, I'm still leave it the same. I do like I think you should have the male, and then at the end, the male versus the female winner of the 3-point contest, like they have with the Sabrina in that school versus Stephen Curry. Because females, they're going to take it seriously because they want to prove that they're better than me, if not just as good. And obviously, a male, I'm not going to lose to no woman. Right. So you got that competitive aspect right there, and then you leave the skills challenge the same. I'm glad that they disqualified Chris Paul and Wemby for what they did. So now nobody else can do it.
You want to know what I used to like? I used to like when they used to put the families together, like when they used to do the Currys, when they put a skill challenge, and they used to have like who else? The Wades or well, not the Wades. It was somebody else, like the
I get
Balls,
what you're saying though, like
the Ball brothers in one, and then or like do like teams where you do like how the Cavs do like just certain guys from different teams.
I think the best thing though that would save All-Star Weekend, I know for a fact, is a 1v1 tournament. The problem with that, though, I think a lot of players' egos are scared to lose. I think guys like a Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, I think they wouldn't care. James Harden, because they one-on-one guys anyways. Devin Booker, I don't think that would bother them. But some of the other guys, I think the ego and the pride of losing. But you do a 1v1 by position. So the best at the position, you get your fives, go against your fives. You got your fours, go against the fours. Three, because it's no fair to put the Kyrie against Wemby. Wemby would kill him. Like,
Not what I seen. Not based on.
that
Not
was
based
a
on
travel.
what I seen.
That move Kyrie did was a travel.
Nah,
But-
but he had him dancing. though.
Yeah, but when Wemby get the ball, Kyrie will never get it back.
Yeah.
My point. So I think you should do a 1v1 tournament by position. You get that, the ratings for the All-Star Weekend will go through the roof. But the problem with that is these guys' pride, their ego is so fragile that they scared that they lose. So if I lose to this guy in the 1v1, I'm not a great player anymore. So if you can avoid that, then you can do it. And this will be my position, 1v1 for All-Star Weekend. Steph versus Kyrie at the point guard position. At the two guard, James Harden versus the Devin Booker. Like that, James Harden, Devin Booker. At the three, give me KD. Brown would never do a 1v1. He will not beat Kevin Durant in a 1v1.
You don't think he would do it? LeBron would do it.
No. Same reason why I feel like LeBron didn't do the dunk contest is the same reason why I don't think he would do that is because everything for LeBron is based on legacy. So he think if he fails at anything individually, at the stage to his legacy. The championship is different. That's a team thing. Because we done seen LeBron average a triple-double and lose in the finals. You can't blame him for that. But if I'm going against KD one-on-one, that's the thing to his legacy. Like that. But I can see somebody like a KD and just to throw out the name like a Paul George. I do think Paul George is a good, even though he's having a bad season this year. But like a KD and a Paul George, just throwing out some names.
And
Embiid versus Joker. Who's the best big in basketball? Wemby versus Anthony Davis one-on-one.
okay, this is why I push back on that because first, I understand what you're saying at 1v1, but at the end of the day, this is also All-Star Weekend. So some of these guys are not All-Stars that you're naming. James Harden might not ever be an All-Star again. He can.
No, I'm not saying for the All-Star game. I'm saying for All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, All-Star Weekend.
You don't have to be an All-Star.
All-Star.
No, you don't. Max McClung was a dunk contest. I've even been in the NBA.
But
they
no,
signed Max
this
McClung to a
dunk
10-day contract to be in the dunk contest, and then they send him back to
I'm
the
saying,
league.
but it's the dunk contest, not the NBA All-Star. This is all. At the end of the day, it's All-Stars.
No,
So
no,
that's
I'm
what I'm
saying the weekend. I don't think there's nothing that you can do to the game
I
because
think-
you
I'm
can't
about to
make
tell
people
you,
compete.
This is my take on it. You tell me which one you like, the 1v1 or what I'm about to say. This is how I think you solve it. It's not USA versus World because they're not still going to be competing. This is how you do it. You make it to where you got all the All-Stars. You get combine them in two teams, and you get the people that got snubbed that didn't make the All-Star team, and you get them two.
I saw
teams.
somebody fuck that. I do like
And you
that.
get that, and that way you got the snubs, and this is where you guys might not agree with me. You get a tournament, you get them, you combine, not combine them, but you divide them into two different teams, and they play against the All-Stars. If they win, then they're the All-Stars. Them snubs that won, then
The snubs from the East play the All-Star East.
play the
The
All-Star.
snubs from the West play the All-Star West. And then whoever won play the championship.
No, not even that. If the All-Star snubs beat the All-Stars, then the All-Stars that lost now are the snubs, and the All-Star snubs are the All-Stars. That's how I think you do it.
But the
You
reason
gotta
why
play
the-
for something.
well,
This is why I say that, because if you're an All-Star and you're having a great year, you show me why you're an All-Star. If you're a snub, you show me why you were a snub. So now you're showing me why you're playing for something. Because now you're trying to prove to me. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what no NBA player says they want to be an All-Star. You want to, and you go out there because you want it. You feel like you go out there to play, and you don't feel like you're playing for nothing because you're like, I'm already an All-Star. I don't got nothing to prove now. So now you got to prove to me that you're an All-Star by being a snub, a guy that was snubbed for you.
But the reason why I don't think that will work is because All-Star Weekend is about the fans. So if the fans vote the starters in, and they lose, that's still not who the fans want to see. So it's all about the fans.
No, you're still seeing that. You're still seeing them. You will still see LeBron. You'll still see KD. You still see Steph, and you still see them playing basketball. You just seeing them playing against the All-Star snub. They're gonna be playing against like LaMelo, you gonna get LaMelo playing against Dame or somebody. They going against each other, and then you got Devin Booker. 'Cause Devin Booker didn't make it. Devin Booker will be out there going against Anthony Edwards and like another. But it's stuff like that. And now if Anthony Edwards, like not 1-on-1, but if they're all on different teams, now they're out there to prove. Like, hold on, man, because I got snow. I'm about to go to work on these guys. And but also the All Stars are gonna be like, hey, you ain't finna just take this from me.
I agree with that. My main thing would be the East snubs against the East All Stars, the West snubs against the West All Stars. They have a tournament. Whoever win that, that's the actual playing the actual All Star game championship tournament. That's how I feel. I would say you do like baseball, you have home court advantage, but I know that'll never fly. Like in the Eastern Conference or Western Conference, which I actually think that will work. Whoever come out the East or the West, they get home court advantage in the NBA Finals through the All
I
Star.
don't think so.
Oh yeah, you'll be competitive for that. That'll make it crazy competitive.
I don't think so. And I also see people say throw more money out there. I don't
Nah,
agree
they
with
don't care
that
about
either.
the money.
No, it's
They
not
don't
even
care
that.
about
But if you get paid to play basketball, play basketball. You shouldn't have to keep throwing money at players to make them want to play basketball. It's your job. So that's how I feel about that.
Everybody commenting like what y'all think. Was there some ideas that y'all got that could fix the NBA All Star Weekend, NBA All Star Game? Tell me what you thought about our ideas. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Tweak them a little bit. But before we get out of here, I want to see your thoughts on LeBron. What was your thoughts on LeBron James skipping the All Star Game, especially doing it at the last minute? Because my thoughts about it is real quick. I don't care about him sitting out. He have his right to sit out the All Star Game. 40 years old, you earned that right. The thing that I don't like is the fact that you wait to the last minute. I really feel like Norman Powell or Sabonis should have been All Stars as well.
Which are snubs.
But who were snubs. And if you knew all along he was not going to play. A lot of people say it's because people wouldn't have watched if he came out early. But the people who was only watching for LeBron, when LeBron came out before the game, they didn't watch anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And I just don't feel like that was right, and I feel like that was a selfish move for him because you knew all along that he was not going to play. And I lost a lot of respect on that aspect because you took a spot away from somebody that you didn't want. And I think the whole reason why he did it is because he did not like the new format. Like it's like he felt like he was too good to play against some rookies or whatever. But as a Laker fan, I'm glad he said get rest, get well for the second half of the season. But I also feel like that was a very selfish move for him because you took away a spot from somebody who should have been could have been an All-Star. So what's your thoughts on that?
I think, like you said, it was selfish, and I also don't want to say LeBron wasn't the only one that did it. Anthony Edwards was selfish for doing it too because he knew he had a growing injury as well. And you said there was reports about him being sick.
Yeah,
so
from my side, he
reports,
sick.
If there were reports of him being sick, then okay. But if he just had the growing injury, then he's in the same category as LeBron. It's selfish both ways. I felt like there are guys out there that could have been in that position that you could have made go out there and
And would have took the game serious.
It would have took the game serious. Norman Powell would have went out there and
played his butt off.
Sabonis, who already was a snub, you don't think he would have went out there? De'Aaron Fox, I don't think he would have made it, but just you don't think guys would have went out there and played hard out like Trae Young. Trae Young went out there and played his heart out because he wasn't even supposed to be out there. So of course he's gonna try to go out there and show out. So it's just the selfishness of it. But I mean, I'm not gonna say I hate him for it. I mean, I understand that you're injured. That's like my dad said. We understand that you're injured. We understand that you're injured. What we're saying is you should have let us know ahead of time so we could get guys to replace you. Because you knew ahead of time. LeBron knew ahead of time. We all know he knew ahead of time that he wasn't going to play.
So do you think that acts like this hurts his legacy going forward?
I don't think this hurts. I don't think none LeBron does from now on hurts his legacy. I'm not even going to put anything that he does. That like if he were to, I'm not going to put anything that he does. He can only up his legacy. If he wants the championship, he can up his legacy.
I don't
he
think
can't do nothing to tarnish it.
I don't think it hurts his legacy, but I think it hurts for a guy who's big on people's perception of him. I think it hurts the perception because if there is a perception, whether it's right or wrong, that he's a selfish player. He likes the stat pad, which is the dumbest thing in the world, but he's like the stat pad and he's for himself. So when you do things like that, it gives people credence to talk, right? It gives people validation. Like, look, see, I told you he's a selfish person, player. This guy wouldn't have done this. This guy wouldn't have done that. Especially by you being the face of the league. So I don't think it hurts his legacy. I'm with you. I don't think really nothing he does can really hurt his legacy after what he did, and he has a right to sit down. I don't think one selfish move makes him to determine his whole career. I don't count the Miami thing as being a selfish thing. He did what was best for himself. And the thing about with the Miami thing, people forget he raised like $5 million for the Boys and Girls Club. Right. So it was still done through charity. People just didn't like his decision, but that's his decision. You can make whatever decision you want. So I don't think it tarnishes his legacy. But the people who hate LeBron and looks for everything to criticize him about, he gives them validation. But I do think, like I said, his legacy, no, but to the perception that he's a selfish person, I do think it gives people credence for that. So, but for the All-Star game, do you think it's fine? Which I probably already know your answer, but do you think it's fine for it? You think players should be able to rest for the All-Star game?
If they want to, they can. I mean, if they want to, because I want to get guys out there that's gonna compete. That if you're not gonna compete, if you want to rest for the All-Star game, that means you don't care. So if you're gonna go out there and not care, then give me some guys that's gonna compete. That's all I can ask for. Like that's all we can. That's all we want is for some guys to compete.
Well, that'll be it, everybody, for our first episode on the podcast. Please like, subscribe, comment. We'll get back with all comments that you all have. Any debates that you want, we're gonna address any comments in the on our next episode. We'll get with you next week for another episode. We got a big boxing match coming up this weekend.
Tank, man, my guy Tank is about to box, and we also got the Alex Pereira fight.
Yeah, you got UFC fight. We talk about that. We talk about Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach coming up. We got the Dubai. I mean, not Dubai, but Bevo versus Beterbiev Part 2. Well, it was supposed to be Shakur versus Schofield, but from what I'm seeing, Schofield pulled out, so they looking for an opponent for that. So next week's episode, we're gonna get into a lot of the boxing that's going on. It's a big weekend in boxing for the next couple of weeks. Big night of UFC coming up. Talk about the second half of the NBA season that'll be kicking off tomorrow night. So please like, subscribe, comment. We get back with all comments if you like.
And also the draft too. The draft is coming up, so we're doing our research now on players in the draft, maybe snubs and people that you don't know about. So we'll be telling you more about the draft and telling you what we think guys will be and who are the hit diamonds in the rough, guys that you might not know coming.
So may your family be blessed, your team victorious, your spirit strong, stay united in sports. We know that's the one thing that can always bring everyone together. And we see you next time in the Dixon Playbook. Thanks for watching. We appreciate all the love and support you all give us. And again, like and comment, and we'll reply to every single comment that we get. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, bye.